right, today we're gonna hit abs, back, and biceps in that order. I try to get abs out of the way early on so I don't have to worry about them when I'm totally shot after back. So my first ab exercise, probably only ab exercise today, will be the hanging leg raise with ab straps. So let's dive right in. I prefer the hanging leg raises with the ab straps versus grabbing the bar because I don't want to worry about grip, especially on back day. So resting your elbows in these comfy, cozy straps is pretty nice. So usually I warm up, try to keep the pike position, my forward foot angle at the bottom. Try to touch the knees to the elbows for the warm-ups. Anywhere from 10 to 20 reps. I find that slowing the way down, first of all, taxes the abs. Secondly, really minimizes the swinging and keeps your control. Right. Try to go 3 or 4 sets. Take about a minute, 90 seconds off. The soreness that these produce is really, for me, unbelievable. So you don't need too many fancy ab exercises as long as you find the right ones that do enough damage with each rep. So that's where we're at. Thunder is crazy. Hear that? I found that in studying gymnasts and their core strength and their routines over the years, they don't do a lot of sit-ups or top-down abs. They do a lot of bottom-up abs. So tons and tons and tons of leg raises in all various forms. And this one's one of them. So I kind of stole this from some gymnastics routines. They do also hold the stall bars and grip a lot, which is good for them, but if I'm gonna do some heavy rows and some bicep curls later on, I don't wanna shoot my grip down completely. All right, for the second and third set, I'm gonna try to get my legs higher than before. So the knees to elbows thing, I'll break down to later on in the set, but might not be able to talk as much this time during the set, we'll see. Starting to lose it. These are tough. So you fall back to knees to elbows. Go until you lose control. So start to lose the technique for anything. Slow it down, back it off. Check your ego at the door. Got a little shoulder cramp there. So what happens with the ab straps, keeping your elbows in those straps there, try to pull down as you raise your knees. The abs will engage a lot more. And then, as you saw, I don't have the flexibility to get my legs over my head like that without leaning back. So if you're like me and not so flexible, pull down into the straps before you start to raise your legs, get some downward pressure, right? And then lean back as the legs come up. Devastating. I'm gonna go one more set, and then we'll move on to back, the fun stuff. You step off, try to step off 1 foot at a time. Sets you up for a minimal swing to begin. Oh, we're already shot. Abs go quick. All right. When you're done, you can't get any more knee raises. Pike your feet forward. Try to hold the bottom position as long as you can, and tuck your hips a little bit. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Abs. Quick and to the point. One of my personal favorites, especially to open a back workout, is the T-bar row, chest-supported T-bar row. My first set, I usually go between 15 and 30 reps. Real high rep. Start to open it up, get a deep stretch. Control from the get-go. Start to set the tone for your back workout right away. A lot of people, especially really high-level lifters, will do these trashy, speedy reps at first. More strength guys versus physique guys, but either way, start to control, especially for physique, start to control right away. Try to find your groove, whether it's high on the platform, low on the platform. Sometimes I like 1 foot down. Most people's complaint with this move is too much pressure on the chest, and it makes it uncomfortable for people to continue to train. So what you can do, if you're tall enough, put 1 foot down, or even both feet down. And from there, you can put pressure into the ground with your feet, and it takes pressure off the chest pad. Yeah, today being more of a physique day, I'm gonna try to keep the sets moving. Less rest in between. Again, reach, and kind of let your upper back spread apart at the bottom of every single rep. Game changer. The bottom, this stretch position is going to be more important for your physique development, your hypertrophy, muscle development, than holding at the top. You can hold at the top a little bit. What I'll do sometimes, especially with clients, is I'll have them hold the top just so they don't drop it. Sometimes if you don't hold at the top, you get into a habit of just letting go. So just make sure you're soaking up all this work on the way down. For our work sets, when we get heavy enough, we'll try to land somewhere between 8 and 12 for today. Big stretch, and keep it moving. Getting about 90 or so seconds off. Starting to feel tight already. Feels good. I personally never, ever liked these angled handles for the T-bar. I'm always up in the flat position. Feels fine for my shoulders, my wrists, elbows, so I don't see any need to go down here unless you really love those handles, but I feel like you have to really slink your body down to meet them because they're set so much lower than the flat ones. Personal preference. Again, control. Big stretch. I really try these days not to peel off the pad. Some people will kind of peel off the pad. been more strict and try to embrace the chest discomfort with this pressure, but keep it strict. I feel it much more in my upper back. Let's keep going up. Now, if you're looking for physique, if you want to push your physique to the next level, watch a lot of videos with bodybuilders and pros like that, because the bodybuilders, they're so in tune with their muscles, that mind-muscle connection sounds hokey, it's a real thing. So you want to be tense in the muscle you're targeting. If you're just going through the motions and hoping that the motion itself and the weight itself will really satisfy all the needs for your muscles to grow, it's not going to be enough. So be tense. You're doing bicep curls, try to flex along the way instead of just going through the reps half-heartedly. Let's keep pushing. The last few reps, I'll really soak up the stretch. Let's keep moving up. Getting real tight now. Good times. Also, if you're into physique or strength for that matter, regardless of how your environment is, hot gym, summertime, garage gym like mine, hydrate, 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 hydrate. It'll help prevent injury, help the metabolism, help recovery, help just, again, I'm sweating now, so replenish all your fluids as you're going along instead of waiting to the end of the workout, then guzzling water. Also helpful to preload your water, so start drinking water a couple of hours beforehand instead of just when you start working out. You don't need a ton of weight if you have this kind of control. Keep that in mind. Especially young people, young guys, you just want to move a lot of weight. If you want to look great, look built, back off the weight. Let's soak this up. All right. I'm gonna go with 3 top sets or work sets. I'm a huge fan on pull day or upper back day using any kind of lifting straps or my Versa grips. So just takes the fatigue and worry away from your hands and your grip strength, because your upper back is powerful. As you keep training it, it will always outperform your grip. So if you find like you can't do lat pull downs or pull ups or rows heavy enough because your grip's shutting you down and your grip is stopping you, Versa grips help. I think personally the Versa grips are better because it's less material. Like lifting straps are nice for deadlifts and big stuff, but they're so long, so much fabric to deal with. Whereas the lifting straps, the Versa grips rather, pretty cool, very durable, surprisingly. All right. our one of 3 work sets here, top sets. Now all those other sets were warm-ups, right? So all that work though, even though they're not work sets or really challenging sets, it builds up, it continues to add. So there's no grip concern now. Now I can just focus on my back. Nice. Oh man, gonna be sore tomorrow. See if I can squeak out 8 reps or more with another quarter on there. We'll find out shortly. Again, the short rest periods are killer. See, I'm breathing heavy. Can't really talk so well anymore. Good things. Now, for your rest periods to be effective, short enough to be effective, don't let them take away from your performance too much. So, strength guys, you don't want to take between 3 and 10, 15 minutes sometimes, depending on your level. If you're really advanced and you're, say if you're heavy bench pressing, heavy squatting, deadlifting with barbells, very taxing on your nervous system. So, sometimes I'll take 5 to 10 minutes. Rarely more than 10, but 5 to 10 minutes between sets to make the most out of my work for strength purposes. For physique, and this breathing heavy is okay as long as the cardio aspect doesn't stop you from doing that. So I don't mind going into the next set huffing and puffing a little bit as long as we can perform. So going for 8. Let's lock in. Say 2 more. A little sloppy, getting too heavy. Sweats in my eyes too, never helps. All right, so back off for our last set. Last work set, gotta get 8. Gotta get 8. For physique, anywhere from, let's say, 5 or 6 on the low end to 25, 30 on the high end will be fine to hit that physique sweet spot. Also depending on the movement. For the heavier stuff, I like going 8 to 12. Sometimes for like bicep curls, going so heavy for 8 to 12 can bug my elbows personally, but everyone's different. Personal preference. Call that for T-bar. Next will be lat pull downs. If you can find a bar that doesn't swivel in the middle here. It'll be much better, much easier to hold on to with or without straps. Sometimes when this middle piece can swivel and turn around the bar, it becomes very slippery and rolls out of your fingers when the going gets tough and the sets get heavy. So, my personal favorite. Try to include at least one variation of horizontal pulling and vertical pulling in each back workout, so you're getting the lats in two different directions. So I'm going to continue with my Versa grips. Love these things. So make sure the knee height is touching you when you're flat-footed. Sometimes for shorter people, you have to really tippy toe to get there, but to get the most out of your lat pull downs, you want to really put your leg pressure into the pads. Usually it requires a little tippy toe action, right? Do you see that? Same tempo, same rep pace as before. Powerful on the way down. Soak up the work on the way up. Big stretch. Already shot. I like the angle. When you start to pull, as long as you're not using crazy body English to get the weight down, open your angle a little bit at the bottom of the rep. So when you come up, lean forward and reach and shrug. As you pull, you can start to lean back so the bar can stay close to your body and clear your face. You don't want to smash your nose on the way down, but lean back, try and land high in the chest. And also, one tidbit that most people miss with the lat pull down is that when you come up, you really want to shrug and stretch the lats that way, and then settle that position before you begin to pull. Right? So people just get through their reps and they miss these nuances, right? So with the row, T-bar row, you want to really let your shoulders go. With the lat pull down, you want to shrug up. Similar effect for your lats and upper back muscles. Find that deep stretch through these positions. Let's get right back in. Again, shrug, stretch, hold. Start to lose range, it's okay. These, we call it lengthened partials, can be very powerful. So if you can only get down halfway, I'm starting to fade. As long as you don't change your posture, your torso posture, to get there. There's a lot of value in those half reps that are in the lengthened position. So for rows, it would be pulling only to here, lengthened. For the lat pull downs, it'll be halfway lengthened. Good way to squeak out more work and get more benefit. Let's get 2 more sets. Cool part about being a student of the game and keeping your technique really sharp is you don't need 10 exercises per training session. You don't need 2+ hours. You know, between 45 minutes and an hour and a half, depending on your level and your time available, right? It's gonna be the sweet spot. So If you do 2-3 big moves really well, you'll be spent, your muscles in target will be gassed and really shot, and you can move on with your day. So try to hit back, biceps, abs twice a week. Like everything else, hit all the important ones at least twice a week. The big stuff might be hard to hit more than twice because of the recovery demands, but again, twice a week is going to be another sweet spot for you. When you come down, so you're shrugging up here, imagine putting your shoulders into your back pockets. So you want to unshrug. See, my neck looks like it gets longer. It's not getting longer. I barely have a neck to begin with, but as you lean back and you put your shoulders down, the neck becomes a little more exposed, let's say. But that putting your shoulders into your back pockets idea will get you more fatigue from your upper back. Tiring out. One more set. Game changers. Straps or grips, whatever you use. Again, if you're just starting out, beginner lifter, and you want your forearms and grip to get really more developed, I wouldn't use these right away. More, let's say, intermediate, advanced. You can get into this stuff, or do your grip work separately than your upper back work. Again, if the pulls are always limited by your grip, not going to get much out of it. So strap up, there's no shame in it when you have to. All right, final set. Oh, I love that one. Starting to lose it. Getting some partials. Again, when you do it right, you're very happy when it's over with. Let's bring it home. I love the incline dumbbell curl. So I'm also working with the rep times Pepin adjustable dumbbells. Incredible. I mean, super sturdy. Sounds like a shameless plug. I don't work for them, but very sturdy, very well built, very compact. I had the Bowflex Select Tech for many, many years with clients and used personally. There's always that plastic component that felt if you drop them too hard, you could break them. These things, I think, have been drop tested from the roofs of buildings. You'll never break them. So very well built. If you have the budget for it and you want to buy one set of dumbbells that will be compact and not take up a whole wall in your gym or basement or wherever, very worthwhile for the home. So try to keep the palms up at all times. Keep the elbows back. So imagine I'm trying to touch my elbows to the wall behind me. It keeps the dumbbell curl strict. Soak up the way down. I will pause for a little bit longer with this one up top and squeeze. Just feel like I get more energy drain. I know some of the science-backed guys will disagree, but I do think that the tension you can produce in the muscle is going to be important. So you don't have to stay there too long, but actually flex hard at the top, at least for a half a second. Just agony. for me, it's hard to get bicep soreness repeatedly, and this one always produces. Right away, right away. And also when chasing bicep, I've never been really strong with biceps. I've always felt I've had underdeveloped biceps for my physique. They don't really match. I find that the shorter rest periods here really work, really matter. I don't have to perform very well. These are 20s. I don't want to admit that openly, but 20-pound dumbbells, if you're strict, can go a long way. Already gassing out. And you can go with your lengthened partials. Starting to lose it. Right, you can squeeze out more work this way. One thing you can't see from this angle is that a lot of people with dumbbell curls, or barbell curls for that matter, when they come down, their wrists will roll open and then they'll roll back up as they curl. So they'll come down, they'll roll out, and then come up and roll in. Imagine your wrist is in like a cast, right? Something stiff that you can't bend it. So if you can keep that integrity in your wrist, it translates a lot of force from the dumbbell and gravity into the target, into your biceps. If you roll out, you're losing a lot of tension. So try to keep neutral. I even go like a little crooked towards me, like so turn in a little bit towards myself. But little known trick. Let's dive right back in. What I will do, after I really can't get another rep, is I'll sit forward to relieve that angle, then I'll alternate so I can give more energy to each arm. Can squeeze out more work, more result. For me, more of that beloved bicep soreness. Trying to get 1 or 2 more sets. Getting tough now. A lot of blood flow. Okay. Let's get right back in. Oh man, but nothing left. All right. I think we got one more left. One more. We can get one more. Brutal. Gotta tell you. Short rest periods. Probably going less than a minute rest between sets. The consecutive nature really stacks up fatigue and metabolites and all the good stuff that are rushing to your muscles to stimulate growth. Good times. You know what I'll do? do a little drop set for the final set. So 10s, when I can't do 20s anymore. Again, take your ego out of it. You'll grow more. Drop set. Feels like 1,000 pounds. Oh my God, gassed. 10 pounds, can't even curl. That's all she wrote.